Hi guys, we're from FoneArena, and here we have the Samsung Galaxy Tab S3 for an unboxing today. So Samsung launched it in India a few days back. We actually saw this at a Mobile World Congress back in March in Barcelona. So we did play with this tablet and it looked pretty interesting back then. And here we have it in India, and this is the retail box it ships in. It's actually available for 47,990 rupees and comes in black and silver colors. And this is, I think, the black version of the device, considering the packaging is in all black. So this is specs on the back. You have Cat 6 LTE, a 2048 by 1536. It's a 9.7 inch. Just takes on the iPad head on in terms of even the screen size. It's powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 820 processor with about 4 gigs of RAM, 13 megapixel camera and 5 megapixel front facing camera, so speakers and all that. So let's actually open up the box before we do any more talking. And in case you guys are wondering, this actually ships with the S Pen as well. So it's upside down. So this is the Samsung Galaxy Tab S3. Just take this beautiful piece of glass, I guess. Seems like a slab of glass. Let's so thin. It's 6 mm thick. So let's get it out of the wrapper here. Wow. So that's the Samsung Galaxy Tab S3. This is the front, dominated by the 9.7 inch screen, and the buttons are below. I mean, the back button and the home button and the menu key. The home button also has a fingerprint sensor beneath. So let's try that out in a second. So let's put this tab aside and take a look at the box contents. As I said, you have the S Pen. Seems a really nice pen. It reminds me of the Microsoft Surface Pen. Pretty nice and handy. And if you've used the Samsung Galaxy Note series, the Note devices, you must have used an S Pen. Those were really tiny, not this comfortable to hold. This seems like a real pen, and the tip is really nice, really small tip. So you have a quick start guide and a symmetric tool. So this is actually a cellular version. You can actually make calls and also access LTE networks as well. We also get 3 set of pen tips and a tool to remove the tip from the pen. So that's here. You also get adaptive fast charger, a quick charger. So same as the Samsung Galaxy phones, goes all the way up to 9 volts. And that is the Type-C cable. It's interesting. Last time Samsung launched a tablet, I think it was micro USB. So this time around it's a Type-C. Let's take a look at the quick start guide. So warranty card, Hindi manual and an English manual as well. So you also have a micro SD card slot. So it's got 32 gigs of internal storage, and you also can expand up to 256 gigs with the memory card slot. So let's put this aside. Let's take the tablet in the hand and walk you through the hardware. So let's actually power this device on. As you can see, there's the power button over here on the side, on the right top. So you have the volume rocker, the SIM card tray and a couple of microphones. So let's power it on and take a look at the beautiful AMOLED screen here. So it's a Super AMOLED display, 9.7 inch. And while it's powering on, let's walk you through the hardware. As you can see below the screen, you have the buttons, as I told you before, also the home key. You also have an headphone jack, stereo speakers at the bottom, and a Type-C port. Interesting that Samsung is using a Type-C, so you don't have to bother carrying a micro USB cable. So there are 4 sets of speakers, 2 on the bottom, 2 on the top. So you have the Qualcomm 4G branding. On the left side, you have also the pins for the connecting to a dock or a keyboard accessory, and that's pretty much it. So let's open up the SIM card tray also in a bit. So let's actually set it up. Wow, so many steps while setting it up. Damn, it's gonna be asking me to connect to Wi-Fi. Let's do that later. So this is the home screen. Beautiful screen, AMOLED display, and also have Microsoft Word, Excel and PowerPoint apps preloaded. So let's go into, so let's actually test the fingerprint sensor for a one quick attempt. So it doesn't need to be powered on the screen. You don't have to touch the power button. You can just put your finger on the home button. I mean, you don't even have to press the home button, you just place it over here and it unlocks. That's pretty quick and nice to have. And let's go into the settings and take a look at the software version. So as you can see, it's got a phone number, so you can actually make calls, and software information is running on Android 7.0 Nougat. And let's go into device maintenance. As you can see, it's got the memory information here, 4 gigs of RAM, out of which 1.7 is available. And let's go into the storage. So you have 23.2 GB of accessible storage. System eats up about 8.8 gigs. So let's actually show you the camera. So as you can see, it's got a really nice big viewfinder, because you have a 9.7 inch screen, and as you can see, even the focusing time is pretty good. It's a 13 megapixel camera. And let's actually go into the settings, and it also can record, I think, full HD video. I think it can go up to 4K on the rear camera, whereas in the front camera is limited to full HD. So yes, the 13 megapixel camera. And let's see what else we got here. So you also have multiple modes in terms of the effects, and you have also a pro mode, which is interesting for a tablet. Like, I think the iPad doesn't have a pro mode in the camera app, or the iPhone 7 Plus does have a portrait mode and several features. So Samsung is clearly trying to take on Apple in the camera department as well. So as you can see, you can change the ISO, the white balance, the exposure levels. Can't control the aperture though. So what else is here? So you have a HDR rich tone. And what else we have here? We have a food mode, which is interesting, considering a lot of us take food shots for Instagram and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting, but who's going to take a tablet when you're having food? So there's also a hyperlapse mode, a panorama mode, and a lot more interesting stuff. So we'll definitely take a look at all this in the... So there's some more modes as well, if you can download it. I'm not sure what is that. I've seen it in Samsung phones also. So that's pretty much it. So that's the camera. So let's actually open up the SIM card tray here. So let's take it out. As you can see, you have space for one memory card and one SIM card. It's a nano SIM, and you can actually make calls on this device. So it's very good to have a SIM card, since it is the cellular version of the device. So it's got a 6000 mAh battery with fast charging support, considering it's powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 820, and it's got a Adreno 530 GPU, and that's pretty much it. So it weighs about 434 grams, so not too heavy, and I'm sure it's going to get a lot of smudges and fingerprints on the back, but seems fairly decent, not as bad as other devices out there. But as you can see on the back, we have 13 megapixel camera along with an LED flash, the Samsung branding, and you also have the tuned by AKG, which is the audio. You don't get headphones in the box though, so that's one on the downside. So let's actually use the S Pen. So as you can see, it's showing a quick demo. Like on the, if you've used the Samsung Galaxy Note devices, you must be familiar with all these. So unfortunately the Note 7 got cancelled, but the Note 5 was the last very successful Note device. Also they had a couple of tabs as well in the past, which did have the pen functionality. I really like this pen. I'm going to be trying to take notes on this. So let's try screenwriting, which lets you write. So it seems pretty nice. I really like the thickness of the tip. It's very smooth and feels like a real pen. So let's actually see what else is here. So discard this. So what else? So you have the color, the notes tools, translate options. You can choose the pen. All that is pretty standard. So that's pretty much it, guys. So that's the S Pen on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S3. and this was a quick unboxing of the Samsung Galaxy Tab S3. It's available in India right now, and you can also buy a separate book cover for this, or a keyboard accessory as well, in case you want to use it as a full-fledged computer. It's a pretty good device from the initial looks of it. Do stay tuned to FoneArena for a complete review as well. So do the thumbs up button if you like this video. If you have any questions about the Galaxy Tab S3, feel free to ask them in the comments below, and see you guys in the next video. And do not forget to hit subscribe.